Hey everyone, welcome back to the Living in West Palm Beach channel. I'm Ray Petric, your real estate agent down here in the Palm Beaches of South Florida. Are you looking for an area in West Palm that is not gated, it's no HOA, it's close to the waterfront, close to the downtown, close to the beaches, close to shopping, close to the airport, and really just everything that makes up West Palm Beach? I've got the place for you. And I'm talking about the Northwood neighborhoods, and we're gonna unpack Northwoods right now. So if we're gonna talk about Northwood, let's talk about first about where it's located. So it's on the north edge of West Palm Beach. It's just north of the downtown area. It's at around 22nd Street is its south border, and it goes up to, and some people will differ me, up to like 59th, and then over to the Intercoastal and Flagler there. And then on the western edge would be Broadway, but it actually goes further than that, further west. But people typically think of that as being the border of it. It's an older neighborhood. Most of the architecture there is made up of Mediterranean revival and also mission style, and there's some other styles mixed in there. The home prices there like doubled and tripled, and they really haven't come down much since. So it's really a strong area, and one of the reasons for that is there's some things going on there that a lot of people don't even know about. So Northwood really has close proximity to the downtown area. I mean, I'm talking when you're down there on, say, Flagler, you can look down the street and you can see all the buildings downtown. So we're only talking about a mile or two into downtown, so just a few minutes. The other thing is you're really close to the water. So there's a couple parks over there. You can get right to the water at the Intercoastal. You can't get to the ocean. Now to get to the ocean, you got to go either up to Riviera Beach to get to the beach there, or you can go all the way on to Palm Beach, and you could go there as your beach, and that's not far either. That's just a few minutes. So either of them are pretty close to the Northwood area. Most of Northwood was built in the 1920s. There were some significant architects and builders that came in there and built these homes. So you're seeing a lot of houses in the historic area. Now they can't really touch the outside, but they're redoing the insides of them, and they can do with them what they want on the inside. But they have to maintain their outside integrity. Now they can get special permits, I believe, and get some sort of waiver on that at some times. But if they're historic, it's very hard to do that. But the architecture down there is really cool. You'll see all different types of homes in all different styles, and then you'll see the new mixed in with the old. Now you are seeing some teardowns and rebuilds, and that's been going on especially during this last housing boom. But it's really just a really cool area. Now the prices on these houses, they range from the 300,000 mark up to almost $3 million. And I think if you're on Flagler, if you were actually on the Intercoastal, you'll probably be fetching more than that, I'm sure. So, and those houses rarely go up for sale, but there's a couple of new ones being built there right now. So as far as people living there, there's not a bunch of vacant houses or anything sitting around there. If they're vacant at all, it's just because it's a second home for people. So there's people living there that have second homes there. There's people there that live there permanently, and there's people there that are landlords that have tenants living there. So there's a whole mix of different types of people occupying the housing, and most of it is all single family. So there's not a lot of multi-units. There are some small ones, but there's some houses with guest houses. You'll see a lot of that down there. They just put up that new building on Flagler, but really there's not a lot of multifamily in the Northwood area, which is kind of nice as a homeowner, because a lot of people don't like to have a bunch of apartments in that. Now where these apartments are, that's more on the south edge and the north edge, and they're expensive apartments. And so you have these quiet, beautiful streets with palm trees, banyan trees in the neighborhood as well. I mean, some of the banyan trees actually, there's a couple of them, they declared them historic. They're like 70 years old. I don't know what that means. They can't live forever, but there's these giant banyan trees. And someone from Illinois, I was not used to seeing them, and they're amazing to me. What's really cool, you get that breeze there. You're close to the ocean, so you still get a nice breeze there. It's not as buggy as some areas, so it's really nice to have that breeze. It really cools you off, because it can get really hot here down in the Palm Beaches of South Florida. Now it's time for the shameless plug. My name is Ray Petric. I'm a real estate agent down here in South Florida. If you are thinking about buying and selling real estate in the Palm Beaches, reach out to me by phone, text, email. All my information is down below. Also hit that like and subscribe button because we are putting out new content every week. All right, back to Northwood. Now what I really like is the downtown area part of Northwood. It has its own little downtown area, and that's called Northwood Village, and that's right where they're building this new development. Now that new development is going to have some shops in there. It's not just going to be apartments. It's going to have shops in there. It's going to have, you know, swimming pools, gym, tennis courts. It's like a lifestyle type of development. It's not just some big apartment building. So this article was in the Palm Beach Post, and there was other articles out there, and this is about the Spruce. It's a 8-story building. They're saying that it's going to have workforce housing. So we're going to take a look at this article, and it shows this building, and this is right over there on the southwest edge of Northwood. The city owned the land, and they're giving this developer affiliated. They are going to get a $2.5 million tax break. Now they've already broken ground on it. I was down there the other day, so I was watching what was going on. It's all fenced off, and they're moving some dirt around. And what they're going to do is they're putting up they're putting up 270 units, and 80 of those are going to be lower income housing, and 10 of those are going to be like $1,350 a month. And that's substantial because I think the average rent in Palm Beach County is something like $2,400. It's really astronomical. So that's really going to help out some people. It's actually going to help out Northwood, because this is actually, even though it's apartments and everything, a lot of times people get, oh no, apartments. This is a lifestyle type of apartment. It's a really nice apartment complex with pools, tennis courts, shops, restaurants. So it's not just some apartment building that's coming up and it's like this low income housing thing. It's going to have a mix of everything, and that's kind of how Northwood is. It's a mix of everything. It really is. And if you get down there, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just a really cool, laid-back neighborhood. One of the things I notice in Northwood Village, you're going to see all these cool paintings and stuff, murals on these walls, on these buildings, the colors, the bright colors, and it's something of its own. And I really like that. And you do see that, a lot of that down in South Florida. We even have some of that up in Riviera Beach. So, but there's just some really cool looking buildings there, and this is, I think, going to actually help it, not hurt it at all. It's going to really help the neighborhood even more than it is already. So check out Northwood. There's some really cool restaurants down there. Cafe Centro is really well known. They have a lot of live music. Matter of fact, you go there on Fridays, they get some amazing live music. You want to check it out, especially if you're into Motown. You will absolutely love it. There's the This Is It Cafe. You got to check that out. There's Seasons 401, Majestic, the French Grill House. There's a number of restaurants, and there's all kinds of little boutique shops. And there's some other restaurants to the north of there on 25th Street. There's a Thai restaurant over there. There's a Greek restaurant. There's a whole bunch of different restaurants from all different types. You want to just check them out. It's only really a 2-block area. My personal opinion, I think this area is really going to take off. Not that it hasn't already. I think that it's really going to take off, and I think if you're thinking about coming to some place that's going to have some appreciation over time, or at least stability, this area of West Palm is a place you really want to check out. So heading north of there, you're going to end up in Old Northwood, just to the north, and you're also going to then to the east of there, along the shoreline, you're going to end up in Northwood Shores. So then you have Northwood Gardens, Northwood Harbour to the north. So, but the things to keep in mind are the values of the houses. As you're further north, the values are less. To the north and west, same thing. If you go across Broadway Street, less money. If you go east of there, the closer you get to the water, the more money they're worth. And then going south of there also. So east and south, your property values are going to go up substantially compared to the properties that are west of Broadway or on the far western edge. And then actually further north. So that's just how it operates down here in South Florida. So the nightlife is great down there. There's always a bunch of live music happening. But even though if you don't find anything there, in a few minutes you can be downtown. You could walk it. Most people probably drive. One thing cool about West Palm Beach, you don't get hit with these extravagant parking fees like you would, say, in the city of Chicago or up in New York. They have like, I think the most I've ever spent on parking in West Palm Beach is maybe $10, and that's pushing it. And a lot of places offer free valet, but be sure and tip them. So once again, be sure and hit that like and subscribe button, ring that bell down below. And my number's down there as well, so if you want to get a hold of me, you can reach out to me by phone or text. You can even shoot me an email, or better yet, you can go onto my website, soldwithray.com, and just register on there, and you can start your search for properties. But better yet, if you give me a call or a text, I will set you up with a customized search looking in the areas you want to be, and we'll pick out the best location for you, the best type of home or condo, and the best price points as well.